Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Gale right here, back on the 5-9 channel, and we are here to talk about MHA, the strongest hero, our first impressions of the game. Of course, we did do a video, if you haven't seen it already, regarding the game launch a couple of days ago, but with me today, we have a returning guest from that video, and a new one. Hydros, first and foremost, say hello, mate.
What's going on?
And our new guest is Troco, say hello.
Hello.
Alright, so boys, first impressions. It's been a week since the game's released, or around a week since the game's released. It'll be a week on Wednesday. We're recording this a couple of days before, a day or two before. Now, of course, you know, general thoughts. How do you guys like it? Let's start off with you, Troco. Of course, you weren't here for when we did the well, not first impressions video. This is the first impressions video, but the game launch and how it was and how bad it was and whatnot. But how do you feel? How do you think they managed the game launch? Have they improved since then? You know, have they fixed the issues that were present at launch? Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, when the game came out and they only had like the first 10 servers and I heard the launch was bad, I just avoided it. I only started playing like 3 days ago, so I missed the launch issues, but I did hear about them. So unfortunately, I can't bash the launch, but the game itself, they have a really good foundation, but I feel they've done basically everything wrong in every way with the game from what I've played. I think I'm about city level 22 or 23, something like that. So not like too high up, but the game just feels almost like a slog to play through, kind of. The controls or whatever, it's a mobile game, so you don't bash the controls, but the gameplay itself I do like, but then there's so much that's gated behind not only time, but upgrade materials and so much farming, and then the stamina system kind of prevents a ton of that. So I'm not a huge fan of how just general progression is set up so far.
I mean, it's basically, I mean, we kind of say it is basically like Genshin, effectively, except there's more places you need stamina in here, and the problem is the stamina isn't as much as it should be still here as well. Like, it's kind of like weird that they have so many things using stamina. They have story using stamina. They have any fights you do basically cost stamina, whereas Genshin, it's just like, oh, story is, you don't need stamina for the story, that's fine, but it's only for the farming materials part you need stamina, right? And even in that game, it's obviously a struggle to get stamina, and it's represented really well here. Hydros, of course, you were part of the last video. How is your feelings now towards the game, now that it's been a couple of days since that video?
I am still not a fan of the game. I mean, I like it. It's a cool game. The stamina system sucks. I really hate it. You can't even like refresh your stamina to go over your set amount, you know, like most games do. Like in Dokkan, you can use stones and it'll actually go above your actual amount and it'll increase it more. Same with Ultra Impact, it'll let you do that as well. But this game is like, oh, I want to do it. Nope, you can't do that. Like, I can't collect the stamina items to just the free ones, and it won't let me because it's like, oh, I'm full now, so I can't collect them anyway. It's like, well, let me just go above my recommended stamina or my actual stamina bar, like most games do. It makes no sense why you can't.
Yeah, it's a really odd decision for them not to allow you to overcharge your stamina bar, which is a common sight seen in a lot of gacha games and everything of that sort. Of course, yeah, I think the common, like, issue amongst us is the stamina system, but let's talk about the gameplay side of things. Is there anything particularly you enjoy about the gameplay? Is it fluid? Is it smooth? I know you guys, obviously, both of you guys live in America, so you haven't been facing some of the issues I have, of course, being from the UK and being in the US servers for some reason. I don't understand why they've done that, but how, you guys, Troco, how do you feel about the gameplay? I know you mentioned the gameplay a bit earlier on. How do you feel about it? I
like how it's set up. I think it needs to get a PC port. I played a bit on my phone. My phone's not great. I'm playing an S6 because I'm too lazy to upgrade it. My phone runs Dokkan. That's all I needed to do. But I'm playing on BlueStacks. Mouse and keyboard works fine, and they have button prompts built into it, which makes me think we could get a full PC port. But playing on mobile, it felt kind of weird to control the camera if I didn't have it in like I think the 2D version like Bleach does. So it's definitely, it feels like a Genshin situation where technically it's a mobile game, but if you play it on mobile, it's going to be almost an inferior experience. I feel once we get a proper PC port, and hopefully more options, because for some reason when I put the graphics up to max, my BlueStacks tells me my phone is overheating. I don't get it. So if we get an actual PC version, I feel the gameplay will be more responsive, 60 FPS, and I'm looking forward to that then.
Yes.
It'd be kind of cool, hopefully.
Well,
please.
The thing is about this game is that, unlike Genshin, this game came out with full controller support right out the gate. So that's why.
No, I definitely agree with you on that one. It's at least it got that going for it, especially, but it kind of had to because it's a mobile game, so they had to put in the controller support no matter what.
I just want to actually correct one thing. It's not the game's fault that it kind of runs sluggish sometimes. It's just because emulating it through BlueStacks, you do get random frame drops, so it's not on the game itself. It's unfortunate it's a platform I have to play it on for a PC version. So I feel if we got an official PC version where my BlueStacks will not tell me my phone's overheating, that'll be cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that one. And you were talking about other options as well. We have to also remember that it is published by Sony, right, in the West, or at least specifically US and UK. The US-UK servers, I think. The EU is published by somebody else. I think it's Crunchyroll, actually. It's being licensed by, actually, funnily enough. But with it being published by Sony, there is a slim chance it could also come on the PS platform, which would be kind of cool as well. Of course, that's the gameplay side of things. I personally also find it kind of fun, quite enjoyable. I do believe it obviously on mobile it's a bit clunky. I do not like these, like, there's only a few 3D like games that I really do like playing on the mobile phone. Bleach Brave Souls is one of them. This a little bit less so, and especially with the ping as well that I'm having to deal with. Like, that's one more thing as well. I don't know who they paid for their servers or where they got their servers from, but if I know Genshin obviously invested $100 million into their game, but if I'm getting 80 to 100 ping in that game versus this game's 200 ping, there's something definitely wrong. And I'm on the American servers on Genshin as well. It's definitely not me being on EU servers on Genshin. So it's really, really odd that that's the case, but oh well, so be it. Hydros, how about you, man? How are you finding the gameplay so far?
Gameplay is fun. I mean, I enjoy these type of games. It's just, some of the games end up being a very grindy experience. Genshin, as we always have been coming back to, since this is the game is most like Genshin, right? And there's also most like all these other ones that I keep popping up from these like Korean developers. They all have the same kind of concept in mind. So it's very grindy experience, but again, the overall like playstyle is fun. I'll give them props for their PvP. You can just summon for a unit, or if you just get free units, you can just really hop into PvP, and everything is balanced. There's no like leveling that's taken into effect. There's no equipments or anything like that. It's just straight out the gate, flat PvP with just the character. It's literally just based on skill. That's all I have to say really about any of the experiences. That PvP is great. I mean, co-op I guess is all right as well. I haven't played too much of the co-op since it came out. The overall experience is fun. It's just the clunky controlling. PvP's fun. Stamina system is bugging me, and their launch just sucked.
I will give credit where it's due. For a game that's just recently launched, I mean, of course, they kind of obviously had the Chinese version in mind anyways, but for a game that's just launched, the variety in the game modes, I must admit, is very impressive to me. Like, you've got two different styles of PvP. You've got a real-time PvP, and then, of course, the non-real-time PvP, or where you don't control the units yourselves. That's cool. The co-op has the emergency mode, and then the normal joint missions and floor operations, which is cool as well. And then in the normal version, you've got obviously the hero supply, the supplies itself. You've got the night ops, Operation X. There's quite a variety of game modes in the game, which is kind of cool. Obviously, it leaves to question what they can do in the future when it comes to like future events and stuff, and adding more. How much can they add to the game? But that's one thing I'll also admit is very good, is like the variety in game modes is really good for a game that's just recently launched. But the problem is, to do most of those game modes, you need stamina. So yeah, the stamina issue is definitely a thing. So actually, let's talk about the stamina system before we jump into the main feature, one of the main features of the game, which is summoning. How would you fix the stamina system entirely? Hydros, let's start with you now.
Remove the cap to where you can actually overfill your stamina bar. That's one thing. The only real thing that you could really fill it with is most games is your premium currency. and that's by getting the gold coin currency in this game. And you do get some of that here and there, but I guess I think it's every so often it's refilled, and then every time you do it so much, I think doesn't it increase in coins? I haven't really done it too much because I haven't really played it too much, but most games they do increase. I don't think Dokkan's not like the only one that doesn't increase the amount of stones needed to refill. That's like the only one, but yeah, maybe take that away if anything, decrease the amount of stam that it takes on the events. That's pretty much the best way that I think they could fix the stamina system, is just reducing the overall stamina cost in some of these events.
I mean, again, it's got that Genshin syndrome where you're given I mean, 160 stamina, you know, or 120 initially. You can buy something from the shop to get it to 160. 160 stamina isn't really the worst thing on the planet, but then you look at the cost of the events, which is 20, and it's like, okay, that's daunting now. That's not like something I can just shrug off after. Like, you're gonna be done in 5 runs, basically 5 to 6 runs, and then you're basically done for the day effectively, right? Which is a damn shame, because there's, again, like I said, there's quite a lot to do in the game. It's just that a lot of it is gated by stamina, so you're kind of stuck. The only things you can end up doing is PvP, but even then, PvP is like, you only get 5 attempts in the super co-op arena PvP, whatever thing it is called, and then the arena match is obviously, you can do a match battle, but there's only a certain period during the day you can actually get points for the ranking, I think. So let's talk about the summoning now. Of course, this game features a shard-based summoning system along with a character-based summoning system. It's kind of a blend of the two. Effectively, you're more likely to get shards, but there is obviously chances for you to pull the characters themselves. It does have pity, like Genshin as well. Every 10 summons, you're guaranteed a B rank character. Every 30 summons, you're guaranteed a rank character. And every 100, on a normal banner this is, you're guaranteed a S rank character. Of course, 100, 30, and 10 is in singles, of course, so that's 1 multi, 3 multis, and 10 multis effectively. How do you guys feel about the summoning system? Choco, what do you think, mate?
I think it's fine. The rates are really bad. What is it, 3%, I think, right?
It's less, I think.
Oh yeah, because it's like 1.2 on Momo's banner. She's like the only one on there. Wait, is it just 1.2 on every banner?
Yeah, they actually increased it from the Chinese version. The Chinese version is 0.6%.
But they made the pity higher, didn't they, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't like
they made the pity higher on most of the banners, but the new banners, like the All Might one that's coming, is going to be discounted to 70 pity, which is just 10 higher than the Korean version, right? So that's pretty much
Like, they give an okay amount of hero coins from what I've played. You can maybe get, like, what, 3 to 4 multis, and then you're kind of at where everyone is. Like, I see people kind of, like, stop at rank 30 because they don't have enough stamina to do anything past that. And from the coins I see, it's about 3 to 4 multis worth, I think, right, Gil?
Yeah,
is that
give
where
or
you
take,
got to?
man.
And the problem,
I think I'm at like 80 actually, but I think that's also because I just pushed through with Super Co-op Arena and whatnot, which
oh yeah, you do get a ton from there. And,
you get a decent chunk from there, yeah.
Yeah, but like, because you can't, you get a lot of tickets as well, but that's for the normal banner. So when All Might comes out, he's gonna have the purple ticket banner. You have to use your coins on there. From what I've seen, you can't really get purple tickets from anywhere. You just have to buy them in the shop, right?
Yeah, it's not like
premium. Those are premium tickets. You don't, you can't like get those for free. I mean, they might have like a mission to get maybe 1, 2, but you're not gonna get those anywhere else for free. No.
Again, it's
really low rates, and it's so hard to get, because once we're done with like the free to play coins, it's just that's it. You just
it's a struggle.
Have fun. Never. I don't think it'll ever be recommended to summon on the until you can afford an entire rotation. I wouldn't recommend summoning on like the limited time character banners until you can guarantee an entire rotation.
The thing is, I haven't checked it myself. Hydros, you might know more than me on this one. Is it like Genshin where the pity carries over? Do we know?
To my understanding, yes, the pity does carry. As far as I was am aware, I'm not 100%, but from what I've been told, it does carry.
Okay, because I mean that's the only saving grace, to be honest. Because if the pity reset as well, then it's just super detrimental. Because that's the thing about Genshin as well, right? Is like at least the pity carries over. So yes, the rates are low, and you have to get to like say 70 to hit soft pity on Genshin, but you can carry it over to the next banner. So you're guaranteed a 5-star inevitably. In this case, if it was just plain like, oh yeah, no, we're resetting the pity, the next limited banner, tough luck kind of thing, it would have been very problematic. I think that's where I would have had an issue with. I also don't like, I'm gonna admit, I'm not a big fan of the whole shard based system personally. I just think it's super, it's just too
predatory.
I don't know.
Like one of the most predatory.
It's predatory,
yeah.
It's just bad. Like any gacha game that I've played that has had a shard based system has just not been fun to me personally. It's just like you see these S rank characters and you get one shard basically. What's the point in them if you don't have them, right? Kind of thing. It's just like it's just there. You're not getting any use out of it. It's kind of personally why I prefer games without shard-based systems. Obviously, it's just straightforward. You get the character, you own the character. There you go. That's it. Bob's your uncle. You can use them from there on. Whereas here, it's just like get them, get more shards. Oh, there's more shards. So things I'm not gonna use, right? It's just of no value. But yeah, what do you think about the shard-based system and the summoning system in general, Hydros? What about you, mate?
I dislike shard-based systems overall. I hate them. They suck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd rather just have the chance of getting like characters than shards, because I mean most games you can actually do something with characters. This game is like, okay, I get shards, cool, and it takes so many of them to just level up a character, man. It's like just give me the ability to just summon the character outright. It's like I wouldn't even mind summoning at 0.6% for an S if it was, and just take all the shards out for every single character and just split the percentages amongst the actual characters and just let us summon that way. Because this way it takes, the way these games are designed, it's like you have to summon a lot more to max out the character because of how like the shards work. Versus like if you just summon a character outright, you get like 60, 70 shards or 50 shards, whatever. It'll be a lot quicker. It means you're going to spend less, and that's why these are like that, right? Because they want you to spend more, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
I dislike them.
Yeah, definitely the one thing obviously we have to remember is that unlike, I mean, we're gonna refer Genshin here again because it's the most comparable game to refer to. Again, Chinese developer, very similar style in summoning and whatnot, in the sense of at least the pity system and whatnot. But the one thing unlike Genshin it has as well is that you can get characters to double S and triple S, right? And for that you need what? How many? 3, 4, 5 dupes or something like that. Like, it's not the best system in my personal opinion. I feel I just don't really like it all that much. But one thing I will say in continuing from what you said regarding, like, I just wish they removed the shards. I wish they just made the support cards thing and the characters just one banner instead, and like Genshin had both on the same banner and you get support cards that way as well. I think it would have been a much better way of doing it. At least we would have gotten something of value to use compared to shards, which sometimes it may be of value, sometimes it may not be of value because you may not even have the unit to use the shards on, right? Or it may not even be enough shards for you to use it on the character. So yeah, it's just not the best system overall. But yeah, any final thoughts from you guys in regards to like what else would you like to see improved on the game?
Yeah, the Korean version, the Chinese version, whichever it is, they haven't released much content since the release of the game. It's been out almost a year? December 2020 is when it came out, I think, back then.
So half a year basically.
Yeah, so a little over half a year, and they've had like All Might. They had I think Endeavor as a banner unit, and then I think Shigaraki, and then I think Dabi is supposed to come. That's like characters, but I've not seen them like revamp anything in terms of co-op. I could be wrong, but I've never seen anyone really talk about, oh, look at this brand new thing going on in, Strongest Hero, and it's just like it's never happened. Nothing's ever really been done with it, and so that's the thing I worry about with these is like, are we just gonna get new characters and PvP and that's it? Because that's I'd rather not do that. Like Legends already does it. There's already one gacha like that. I don't need another one. And I guess Genshin's kind of like that, but they release new stuff because they're just a brand new IP overall for that. So they're going as they're going. But I don't know. Strongest Hero, they need to release a lot of content in order to keep it going, at least. If they don't release content, then I don't see it lasting.
Yeah, I mean, at least the credit where it's due with Genshin, you know. At least that has some events going on, even though they haven't released a region for nearly a whole year now. We complained about Resident on Genshin, the same applies here. The stamina system definitely needs a big overhaul. I think that's the biggest thing for me personally still as well, is just you're getting your own players from playing the game, and especially in a game that doesn't have... At least in Genshin, the one thing is there is an open world to explore, get materials from just generally from killing overworld mobs. You're to do anything in terms of PvP, PvE, or anything, it's gated behind some form of stamina / attempts, which is going to run out immediately. So, for me personally, there needs to be something to do in the overworld at the very minimum. If they can get something done there, that's good. But yeah, if I had to choose between the open world games right now, Genshin's obviously still going to be my pick, just because it feels like a more complete overworld compared to what MHA is right now. But yeah, of course, if you guys have any thoughts about what we just said, you know, if you want to give your own impressions on the game, leave it in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content on the 5-9 channel, and of course, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.